Hey you, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video today, I am going to be talking to you about how to secure deals and also how to be really flexible when you're conversating and talking to business owners basically that have your money. All right. So there's always a way to craft a deal. Sometimes you have to get really creative, whether that's a flat fee, whether that's a hybrid deal, whether it's a commission. I'm going to be going over all of these details in this video. Okay. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come out with regular videos just like this. All right. So the video that I'm going to be showing you today is actually an excerpt from one of my coaching calls that I do with my clients in my community. Okay. So it's going to go really deep. It's going to go over these important topics that you need to know if you're in sales and how you can use them to gain more clients and close more deals. All right. So I hope you really enjoy the video. I'll see you at the end of the video here. Thanks. But what I want to focus on the call today and focus a little, hyper-focus on it a little bit more is doing deals, okay? Building offers, all right? You got a client in front of you and they want to move forward and do something, but they're not wanting to move forward with maybe what you got on the table, okay? Now, what are some things that you can offer them? What are some ways and directions you can go to navigate the conversation so you can walk away from the deal with a deal, you know, and actually make some money and get a new client and get it rocking and rolling, right? And collect a new case study, testimonial, which is really important. My favorite way to charge a client is the pay per lead model, right? You have a client agree to get them into an agreement where you're going to offer 100 leads for X dollars per lead. For example, I love using the Invisalign niche. It's my favorite niche, especially in California. For some reason, you know, the southern states and the northern states, they love cosmetic stuff, you know, things that are elective surgery stuff as well. I'm not saying Invisalign is elective surgery, but a lot of those things, there's a huge market for it, right? And that goes for like Invisalign, plastic surgeries, right? Breast augmentations, right? Hair transplants. Those are all excellent niches to be in. Huge market for it. But for Invisalign, for example, like I know on a bad day, I can go run a Facebook ad campaign and generate an Invisalign lead for my dentist for $20 on a bad day, right? And I know with confidence that I can go to that client and comfortably collect $40 to $50, preferably $50 for that lead, right? So leaving me with $30 in net revenue in my pocket. You know, I give Facebook $20 for the lead and I keep the other 30, right? So at 100 leads, that's $5,000, right? Easy math. You guys, you know, just probably a reminder for some of you guys, but that's the easy math, and that's the way I like to, you know, run my agency. The pay per lead model, deliver the lead over a period of, you know, 30 days. The other way that you can approach that situation is, you know, you can say, hey, if we go over, we can contribute those leads to your next agreement if you're willing to re-up the contract, you know, at the end of the 30-day mark or when we hit the 100 leads. It's not going to be a sexy or popular idea in the business owner's mind, but it's one way that you can go. If you have confidence and you have a proven track record, and at this point, maybe it's your second, third, fourth client, and you're building steam and momentum, that'll put you more of in a position to have, you know, bargaining rights, so to speak. Okay, so I would just be wary of that and just be, you know, mindful of that. But guys, at the end of the day, you want to do everything you can to keep your client happy, and sometimes you have to eat cost because it will return fruitfully back to you, right? So in those situations, you know, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and eat the cost, right? That's what I would recommend you do, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. But let's say they, you know, Tyson, Sarah, I'm just calling you guys out on the call. I don't know you from Adam or Eve, and I want to do something, but you know, it's a big commitment. So we're talking about $5,000 here. You know, what if can we do 50 leads? You know, let's start with 50 leads and see how that goes. If you're able to deliver what you can say to you deliver, I'm more than happy to move forward with your 100 leads a month. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's 2,500. You're still going to spend, instead of spending $2,000 on ads, you're going to spend about $1,000 on ads. Get them 50 leads. Walk away with 1,500 in your pocket. It's not a bad gig, right? Not a bad day. There's nothing wrong with that type of deal. That's actually probably one of the most common things that you'll come across is if you're trying to push a contract like that where, you want to do the 100 leads and, pay per lead model, they'll probably come back and say, hey, let's start off with like half of the amount of leads. And there's nothing wrong with that. Move forward. Hey, you land a client, there's nothing wrong with it, right? If a client's paying you, you're doing good. Another thing that could happen, right? You're trying to push the 100 leads and they're like, you know what? Hey, I don't know you from Adam or Eve. I need to see this thing work first. Is there something that we can do, early in 7 to 10 days where you can earn my business, so to speak, right? And if it's your first client, this might really help you guys. If you're at that beginner level, and you're really trying to get your feet wet, this might really help you. You can offer a paid trial. I don't like doing free trials. You guys might have heard free trials being thrown around before. But I like to do something called a pay trial, where basically you collect $500 to up to $1,000, okay, upfront from the customer and you or the client. You're very transparent and you just tell them, hey, this $500 or $1,000 I'm going to collect from you. I am not profiting from this at all. I'm literally going to take this. I'm going to put my skill sets to work, and I'm going to put some campaigns together and deliver you X number of leads so you can see this is the real deal. And then once those leads are delivered, by the way, I'll do this for you. And once those leads are delivered, we got to move forward with the agreement, and I need a video testimonial from you. So incentive. So you're getting two things. You're getting a client and you're getting a testimonial. That's how I would do that. I would do a paid trial, let's just say it's 500 is really, to any serious business owner, $500 is a drop in a bucket. $1,000 is a drop in a bucket. $5,000 is a drop in a bucket for an Invisalign dentist that does, $400 or $500K a month, which is typical for two dentists, not about 8 or 9 assistants. If you do some market research on what the average dental office looks like, it's like 2 dentists, it's about 8 or 9 different assistants, and then about 2 or 3 admins managing schedules. That's what you're talking about a dozen employees in an average dental office doing $500,000 a month. So he's probably got payroll of maybe $20,000 a month max, but probably a little bit more than that. But it's not bad at all for a legitimate Invisalign dentist, obviously. So do the pay trial, $500. So $500 will get them about 10 leads. You get about roughly 10 leads in the door. I would rather do $1,000 because at $500 you can do it. But for example, if you're using Facebook ads or even if you're using Google ads, there's about a 2 to 3 day window. You guys know when for the ones that have ran Facebook ads, if you haven't ran it yet, don't worry about this, but you'll see it. But whenever you launch a new campaign, it'll say learning, right? Like when it says learning and it's got like a little yellow dot and it's not green, and that means the algorithm is trying to figure out like, who do I show, Tyson or Roberts ads to? That's what that phase is. And that takes roughly, 2 to 3 days, and you got to push budget, $30, $40 a day, roughly. So you can do it with $500, but you might blow, a couple $100 and not get the results. You might be spending a little bit more per lead with that $500. So you might not get them 10 leads, you might get them 6 or 7, right? Because you overpaid maybe $30 to even $40 per lead in that first 3-4 days while that algorithm was optimizing, right? Does that make sense? So if you get the 1,000, you can blow the 200-300 to get the algorithm locked in. And once it's locked in, now you still got another $700 to $800 to spend to get the cost per lead down to where it needs to be to get them at $1,000, which is about 20 leads. Does that make sense? That's what I would recommend. They're like, you know what? I don't want to give you that much money up front. What else can we do? We can do a paid trial. I won't take any profit. Give me $1,000. I'm going to spend it all on paid media, Facebook ads, optimize the campaign. I'm going to devote my time, energy, and skills to your business for the next 7 to 10 days. Okay. You don't want, here's another thing, guys. For paid trials, you don't want to really go beyond 7 to 10 days. If you go into like 2-3 weeks, it starts to get drug on way too long. And then, and this is something I didn't mention, and then you get into the territory of potentially being taken advantage of. And that's what I don't want you guys to go through, because I've personally been through that, and it sucks. Trials going on for a month, 2 months, and wasting your time and energy, and just, nope, cut the umbilical cord. Once you do it 2 to 3 times, you will gain the confidence to know exactly how many leads or how many appointments come in with that ad spend. So you can almost guarantee, if you have that confidence and if you have that data from running ads in certain geographical locations for certain niches, you will have that data to be able to be comfortable with maybe guaranteeing a number of appointments. Now, when you guarantee some, I very much shy away from guaranteeing anything, because you can get yourself in trouble, right, if you're not doing it the right way. But it's easier to guarantee leads and or appointments if there's no time constraint or time frame, right? So if you try to say, I guarantee you 30 appointments in 30 days, well, the time starts, and if it doesn't happen in those 30 days, you can be liable for a potential situation at the end of the 30 days if you come up short, right? But if you say, hey, I guarantee you 30 appointments, but the cap is, to a certain point, we're going to cap you. We're going to cap you at 30 appointments a month. So I'm not saying that you're going to get 30 appointments, but the maximum you can get is 30 in the month. That is a lot cleaner and safer way of doing it, and it doesn't put the expectation in their head that they're getting 30 appointments. The expectation in their head is, okay, I'm going to be capped at 30 appointments a month. That's the max that I'm going to be able to get for this agreement. Well, what if I want 50, 60, or 100 appointments a month? Well, cool. Obviously you would modify the retainer, you'd modify the charges and the fees you're charging them to collect enough ad spend to generate those types of appointments. So if they're trying to do 100 appointments or 100 leads a month, obviously, simple math, that's going to, at 30 appointments, that's going to at least triple or 3.5x the amount of fees that you need to collect up front to be able to generate those type of appointments, right? So that's a little piece of advice I'm giving you guys with guarantees.
All right, and that's it. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and got some insight on some tools that you can put in your tool belt when it comes to doing sales and growing your business. Again, hey, my name is Douglas James. Make sure you do like the video, subscribe to the channel for regular videos like this, and be sure to check out my upcoming videos on how you can grow as a human, as a salesperson, as a marketer, and create the lifestyle of your dreams. Make sure you check out the next video here on the page. My name's Douglas James. Hey, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.